What's up, everybody? Man, I gotta tell you, is being stuck in the house has very much reverted me to feeling like a teenager again, where I'm just like, I just want to go outside, Mom. And they say, no, you're not supposed to go outside because you're gonna get everybody sick. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sick though. And they go, yeah, but we don't want you to get sick. And I go, but nobody I know is sick. And they go, still, they don't want you to go outside. Screw you guys. Going home. Some little, some South Park throwback. All right. So I'm kind of at the point where I just don't care anymore. You guys are probably just going to start getting a regular me who gives less of a shit about most anything and everything that I'm doing. Because, well, I mean, that's where I'm at. Like I said, I kind of feel like like a teenager who's just like, you know what, dude? I just want to do my stuff. Leave me alone. I didn't do nothing to nobody. I don't deserve to have to sit here and suffer and deal with all this crap and everyone being grumpy and they're whining about all their stupid problems, and I don't care because none of their problems concern me. I've got my own. I have my own problems. Oh, I need to get those. Let's see. Where's the thingy? There it is. All right. So I get these out, and the idea is that I'm going to get that put back in. Ooh, kind of loud, I guess, aren't I? Oh, real loud. There we go. Okay, so those are loose. Get those out, get that back in, and then I'm going to put, I guess, the rest of this on here, which is, the main seal there. And I'm not sure if I need to put silicone on right there, mainly because the oil pan sits on top like that. So I don't think I do. I think it just right here is what matters. And we do have the gasket. Where's the gasket? It was right here. Where's the gasket? Okay, see, this is where me not paying attention to where I put my stuff starts to matter. There's a gasket somewhere. And I'm going to do like I do to everything else. I put just a real thin layer. You see this little seep hole right there, so you actually want to make sure that you get a lot of RTV in there. And then I'll slap the gasket on. I'll put a bunch of RTV on top of the gasket as well. Not a lot, but enough. And then I'll take that over here, stab that sucker in. We'll seal it in. The bolts are actually, they're over there. They are right here. And then once I get this in, because that has the top for the oil pan seal right there, which is these, then we can start doing that. So that's how that goes. And I think these have to do with other stuff. In fact, I know they have to do with other stuff. Nothing to do with what we're doing right now. So that's where I'm at. Give me a minute to get some crap done. I really am, like, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm sitting looking around like, where did that gasket go? Because I thought it was right here. I could have I sat it right here. So there it is. That guy. Whoop. So that guy goes like that. You'll see, it fits in the little loop right there. And it did kind of bend while it was in the package, but I don't really care because it didn't break, which is all that really matters. And the silicone would take care of that anyways, which is this stuff right there. So let me do that, and then we'll get moving on this guy. All right, so this thing is hardcore gooped up. I mean, super hardcore gooped. Probably a bit much, but that's okay because it just squeezes out. It's not like it really matters. Everybody's like, oh, if you put too much on there, it's bad. How is that? If you torque your stuff down right, it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, it's only going to go on one way anyways. The bolt torque will push all that crap out, and none of it's going to get on the crankshaft or anything like that. So, as you can see, we have one of them right there, and that's going to be, the opposing one of, you see that one that's sticking out right there. So that's going to be the opposite side. So obviously don't go like that. It's going to go like this, and this is going to be the oil pan side. And I guess I'll sit it here, sit the camera down best I can. All right, we'll see if I can install this without getting this crap all over me and all over everything else. So it does require a little bit of force to get it up over the crankshaft, but it's not that big of a deal because it does squish down and whatnot. There it goes. And there's only, one way that this is going to go on. So, oh, come on. Did I mess it up? This is where it gets annoying, is trying to line up these stupid holes with all the crap on there. This is why a lot of people just use silicone. They don't put anything anything else on it. There it is. Hopefully that's on the gasket. Again, if not, I mean, there's no silicone. I don't really care. It'll make up for it. And then we just want to put these bolts in finger tight. Enough to where, and see, it does matter which ones you use because 2 are long and 2 are short. So the 2 long ones are going to go on the tops. That's going to be here and here. And then you can come in from this bottom side right here, get in there. And then the same thing with this one here, come in on this side. And a little bit pinched out there. So we can just leave that for right now. And then we'll come back over with the inch-pound torque wrench. Hopefully it fits inside there. Let's do a test fit right now and we'll see. That's there. It's small enough. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's not going to fit, is it? I guess if we really need to, we can take that off. It'll fit on the bottom ones though. The ones that go in here. Yeah, we can get into there. Not that it really matters that much because it's going to be a really low torque setting anyways, being that those are 10mm bolts and it's just a crankshaft seal. So I guess we can start putting these on, which I'll probably put silicone on those too. I mean, to be completely honest, everything I took off this engine from the factory, or at least whoever may have opened it up before me, everything had silicone everywhere. Every side, this side had silicone, and then you put this on here and it had silicone, and this had silicone. And I mean, it was overboard in my opinion about how much RTV was used on this, but it was sealed up pretty good for the most part. And if the engine is correct to the mileage, I was told this engine was swapped in here and it was only like 130,000 mile engine or something like that. Even so, it held up for quite a while without leaking, I hope. I really don't know, to be honest, because there was oil everywhere. And I really just think that, you know, I think it was a stock engine. In fact, you know what? We'll know by looking at the oil pan here. Let's check it out. I totally forgot that. So let's see, is this the same VIN number? What's the last part there? 225 135. $225 $135. Boys and girls, this is the stock engine. So it most definitely has 200,000 plus miles. Let's go check and see how many miles this sucker actually has on it. What was it? 201,000. So I put the 200,000 mile on there because I drove it to Salinas, which means it had just under the 200,000 before I took it there. Because I put like maybe 2,000 miles on the car entirely. So yeah, stock engine for sure. And that lets us know a whole lot more. That helps me feel better about everything needing resealed. Likelihood is it never came apart before. I'm almost certain this engine never came apart. So now that we got that there, yeah, we can get everything starting to get sealed up, because we can always tighten this crap right here. We can do that after the oil pan's on. So next is silicone this entire thing. Okay, put this on real quick, boom. Now this part I'm just gonna tighten down really tight, and I'll tighten this down to torque spec. I'll figure out whatever it is real quick. I'll do that, and then we're just gonna have to hope that that works, because like I said in the last video, when the oil pan goes on, we have to torque that down, let it cure, and there is no oil pan gasket. It is literally silicone. That's why everything is so smooth. And the oil pan also has the same types of cavities that I showed you on that rear main. So you see all these little slits in here. Those are meant for the silicone to expand. And so, yeah, good thing we got a crap ton of it. And whew. Yeah, she's coming along though. Got this guy, everything's nice and torqued in here, and I still haven't decided how I'm going to do that. I just have it on there right now. It gives me something to grab, helps me rotate it. yeah, I guess we'll be right back as soon as I'm ready to do the oil pan, which I guess I can just sit you guys right here. Guess I can just sit you guys right here. And I mean, if you want to watch me do it, I'm just playing. I'm not stupid like that. You guys don't have to watch it. I'm going to do it real quick and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it's like putting the dang thing on. Alright, so we got all the silicone nice and set in there. Everything looks real good. I did clean the back out of it here. This little line and this indentation was actually scaring the crap out of me because it looks like it's pushing out, but it's not. It's hard to tell, but there's a seam that goes all the way around and it's just pinching it down. So I was right before when I said I thought this thing was sticking out. It actually bent the entire bracket is sticking out. So I have to take the whole entire thing off and redo it, which I'm actually really pissed off about because I just wasted all that silicone. Whole entire thing has to come off. Got to do it all over again. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed about that. Pretty pissed. I'm back. As you can see, everything is all nice and cleaned up. Got the seals all cleaned up, and I figured out what the problem was. I don't know if I showed you guys. If not, I'll show you right now. So my dumb ass did not tighten these all the way, and it was flexing out. So it's totally all my fault about what happened last time. So once again, everything's all cleaned up, and you know, this stuff's just laying on here, but everything's all cleaned up again. I don't know. I guess we'll go for round 2 now and see if I can do this. Sorry, that was loud. See if I can do this without screwing it up. It'd be super cool. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. I think it'd be super cool too. So, round 2, I'm going to put way less RTV on there because holy crap, I overdid it. Maybe if I didn't use so much last time, it'd be good. But I got a whole new thing of ultra black, and I guess I'm going to do it again. I'm so tired of playing with RTV and going to the store and doing all the stuff. I don't even know why I have the torch out, but I do. So, yeah, I guess let's get it done. So, I'm not in a big hurry because I'm still waiting on the stupid head gasket. I want to put the head on before I put the trans on it. It's just the nature of the beast, and I'll probably just install everything much like I did before. I'll probably get the diff put in soon. Get the rear wheels on it. Again, it's not like it matters. Sitting here waiting for this stupid MLS to show up. Once I can put the head back on, I'm not going to put the head on in the car because then everything else that has to go on the head is just more of a pain to deal with. So it was a lot easier to get everything off while it was out. So I'm just going to do the reverse order of how I assembled it. Or disassembled it. I'm going to reassemble it the same way. So yeah, give me a moment here, get everything all set up, and then we'll get some RTV on there, and we'll do this without screwing it up. But definitely word to the wise, make sure you just pay a little attention. Make sure your crap's torqued down and everything's good before you go trying to put it all on. All right, that's about 300 million times better. So, but that's like half the RTV I used last time. We got that one all gooped up. So I'm just going to sit it on, tighten it down, and then I do the same thing again. Did it again. Forgot to tighten the friggin' pickup tube. So now I got to take it off again. I just put all the friggin' silicone on, just stabbed all the bolts in there, was getting ready to tighten them. Forgot to do that. Oh my God. All right, so I finally got this thing on and done, and it's right. You can see that we just have a little bit of silicone sticking out there, so we're going to wait the hour to let it, get tacky and harden up and whatnot. And then, oh, look at that. That's nice to see. It's not all trying to push out. Everything's all lined up good. I feel confident about this one, boys. Oh, yeah. Everything's where it should be. And I used the gun on an extremely light setting. So it's like on, what is it? On 10 out of, I guess it could have been a little bit lighter. It's basically right where my hand tight strength is though, because I went through everything, slowly was loose, and I just, blah, 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 and I just went around in a circle after I tightened these ones. and these ones, these front ones up here. So I did those two and these two first, and then after that I just went around in the circle and made sure everything was hand tight until, like it says on the instructions, where it starts to seep. Once it starts to seep, you stop, you let it do what it needs to do, come back an hour later, and then torque everything down. And I did get that stupid pickup tube done, so no more. That's it. I'm not pulling this pan off anymore. That's it. After this, it can just blow up as far as I'm concerned. Oh, this thing's been a pain in my ass. All right, so everything's on. It's all nice and torqued down. The only issue I've got that I'm worried about is that guy right there. For some reason, it started pushing out. I don't know why. Everything else, it's all sealed up. It was in its right place before I went to torque everything down. And as I did, it just started to push out, which I don't understand because this side over here, oh, I guess it pushed out a little bit too. Maybe it's just supposed to do that. I've never put one of these oil pans on, so I've never experienced this before. Hopefully you don't have an issue. I'm not going to know until we fill it up and we run it and we see. So this is also why I do like to put silicone in here, is that way it does push it in and create that seal, just in case we have some sort of an issue, because, you know, we could have it leak right there. I really hope not. Oh man, it looks like it's pushing out, right? God dang it, I'm gonna have to pull that up. Man, I know it's really, really hard to see. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. Yeah, look at that. You can see it pushing right there. Son of a. All right, well, let's get it done before it seals too much. All right, so I did the best I could with it. You see it's kind of poking out a little bit there. Now, I torqued these down to the minimum amount, which was 69. So as you can see right here, I know it's right here, look at that. Oil pan bolt, 69 to 95 inch-pounds. Okay, the torque wrench is set just at that 70 mark, and you can see it's at the 9, which means that's 69. This is the lowest amount of torque I'm supposed to put on this thing. I don't understand exactly. Every time that I would sink these two down, it was these two that kept smashing it up. Like these ones here were fine, but I can't see where there's anything specific, and they're all the same anyway. The ones up here are taller. I mean, they got higher amount of inch pound. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the problem here. Technically, these require no special anything, and I don't know. Hopefully that, pulling it off like that didn't ruin it. Some of this stuff did feel pretty tacky already. I didn't pull it off. Okay, I do want you to know that. I just loosened them. I pried this, up a little bit. I made it so it wiggled, because there's a little room right here. So I just made it so it wiggled, and then I took the needle nose pliers, and I just pushed it back in. And I mean, it looks like it smashed pretty well. On the oil pan side, there's silicone. The problem I got is I didn't put any on the engine side because it was grooved. So I don't know. I'm done with it. If it leaks, I'll deal with it later. I don't want to pull the pan off again. I'm not doing it a third time, because that means I'd have to clean all the silicone off again and then do it again. And I'm not doing it. If it's gonna leak at all, we're fine. We will find out, and it'll be from right there. Otherwise, everything else will be fine. I don't see any other issues with this engine. And then I do need to clean these back out. This is another reason why I like to use the Marvel Mystery Oil. Is any amount of dust and stuff, it collects right on the top right here. It's really easy to remove. You don't have any real issues about this. So I do, little tips and tricks that I've done along the way. So I'm just waiting for the head gasket to get here. We'll get it, we'll finish getting it cleaned up. I'll finish getting it cleaned up. And kind of a dose of what I was saying to see, watch how that piston looks. Most all that crap's just gonna come right off. I don't want to clean it all off, but you get what I mean. See, it's clean enough for me. Doesn't need to be all super crazy spotless like some people make it seem like. as long as you don't have metal shavings and whatnot that'll scratch your bore. But just, you know, little debris like some dust and whatnot, you can clean that off. That's not some big deal to freak out about. At least not in my opinion. You're going to get dust off of that blue rag just the same. And I mean, I do have some coffee filters that are right over there. Could use those, and I don't see the point. I'm just going to go ahead and gross. Start getting the rest of it assembled. I guess I'll probably put on the alternator. And I do need to head to the hardware store. Woo! Almost tripped over that. Maybe clean up this garage. Head to the hardware store, get a new one of these, and then I can start putting all the timing stuff on, or at least most of it. And then when the head gasket's here, we just put the head on, get all the timing stuff done, throw on the alternator, oil filter, and that's really it. I mean, realistically, I could even put the manifold and the turbo on and just have it all hanging off the deal and stick it all in here all at the same time. I guess we could put the motor mounts back on. These AWR motor mounts are awesome. They really are. That goes on the other side. No, that goes right here. But I want to wait for the silicone to dry because it will get on the back side of it. And then I want to make sure that we get the starter bracket, because the starter bracket actually has to brace off of that. So maybe I'll wait until I get the transmission on. Actually, no, because that's the last thing that comes off. Starter comes off before that. So yeah, should be able to get away with doing that. Worst come to worst is we just take one of these off for a minute, slide the little bracket, because there is a bracket that goes over this whole entire thing, the starter plate, as some people call it. And that's actually what holds the starter and braces it right here. So yeah, maybe we'll go ahead and get that done on the next one. I don't know. I'll let you guys know where I'm at. But for now, this is it. I'm just going to let this cure and dry and hope to holy hell that that thing held right, because I'm going to be pissed off if it didn't. Peace.